Well, I'll say this is it. This is me in Gatwick, in a hotel before I fly out to start the ride. You saw the note that Helen wrote me, which is fantastic, and I'm going to carry with me all the way. And I think I'm going to start my video, the Tour de Ride 2019, the Hampton version. This isn't Josh Cato or Lael Wilcox, this is Dave Barter, different animal, you know. He swears his way down the divide. And I was just thinking of one thing while I was wandering around the airport, that I don't think people understand the stress that you go through before you can start. You know, I've just stressed about shit non-stop, weeks and weeks and weeks. So here I am in the Y, as the Tour de Ride racers call it, in Banff. The bike is built. The only thing I'm a bit worried about is the paws are a bit sticky, so I'm going to get a mechanic to look at that tomorrow. So here I am on day -1 of my Tour Divide, doing a shakedown ride, just to check out the old machine and the legs. It's fucking ace out here. Really, really dry, beautiful scenery, murmuring, lovely water below me. And I've got my bear spray, just in case any of them bastards try and have me. 300 grams that's added to my bike. It's so nice out here. I'm tempted to go back, check out the hotel and start today. It's tomorrow, it's going to rain. It's time for the final meal before the off. And let's have a look at what culinary delights we have. Ooh, yum. What the fuck are they? Why on earth did I buy that? Not sure what that is. And that's a samosa. This is the problem, you see. I go in the supermarket and I'm like a rabbit in headlights. And so that's what I've ended up with. And so that's what I'll be eating. Well, it's 10 to 7 on the day of the grand depart. How do I feel? I'm crapping myself, to be honest. Full of self-doubt. You know, keep picking my bike up thinking, fucking hell, this thing weighs a ton. Keep thinking, well, have I trained enough? Keep wondering what's out there. So I'm going to have to disperse a lot of that self-doubt out on those trails. Because at the moment, I'm tempted to get on a bus back to the airport. I'm riding the divide. Oh man, we just did the best fucking single track ever. If it stays like this, I might actually enjoy this Tour Divide. Say something inspirational with a crisp in your mouth.
That's a very good choice.
What do we think of it so far? I'm by a river. I just got my water out of there. Hopefully no one's pissed in it. Been riding on this road for fucking hours. Hours and hours and hours. But seem to be making good progress. I haven't even looked at my mileage. I don't know, 70, 80, something like that. So we've been pushing for about 3/4 of an hour, and now we've got to go up that fucker. Fuck. Right, back there, down there, the worst fucking hike bike in the world ever. Matt Page, is it Matt Page, the organiser of the Tour Divide? Matt Page? Matt Bellamy? Matt Letitia? Who the fuck? Matt. Why did you put that in? There's a good, perfectly good route everyone's done for years via Elkford, or whatever it is. Elk. It's fucking awful. Push. I'm going to steepest push. We bombed the fucking Mate, Matt, you come to UK, right? You can those 2040. We fucking right. You fucking right. You fuck out. End of day one report. This morning I got up and thought, why am I doing this? It's going to be a nightmare. I'm not up for it. And this evening I'm thinking, fuck me, it's one of the best days on the bike I've ever had. Absolutely brilliant. Wonder if I can keep it up for another. Good morning, everybody. It's 5:30 here in Canada, and I've just slept in a municipal recreation area with about, I don't know, 6 others, and most of them left at some god-awfully hour. I think they left at 4:30. Fucking hell. Me, I waited until sunrise. Now I've got about 20 miles, I think, to Fernie, and a twatting great breakfast. Hello, it's me, Dave here. I've just done a resupply in Fernie. Met Jim from the UK and Curtis, who is riding with him. Had a nice chat in McDonald's. McDonald's? Why the fuck did I go to McDonald's? Because it was quick and cheap, actually. And now I have 2 passes to do. So I've got this mad idea of trying to get to Eureka. I've got to ride 120 miles from here. Okay, so I've just done a massively evil pass, climbed for hours and hours and hours, and then descended down there into a headwind. And here we are at Sasquatch Junction. Where is the Yeti? Ah, here he comes on his bike. Right, ladies and gentlemen, slight stress. This thing here keeps fucking slipping down there, which is pissing me off. USE sort that. This bag here keeps slipping down, even though I've tightened it 100 times. Autoliv, sort your bloody life out. And also, it's really hot now. And I've got a little twinge down on my left Achilles. Go away, go away. Right, I'm torn a mouthful, as I'm going up the Galton Pass now. Just come down off Cabin Pass. We descended for about a week. I've never descended so long in my life. Excuse me a sec. Must have been 10 miles downhill. Sorry, Mum. Eating with a mouthful. No, hang on. Talking with a mouthful. 20 to 5. What's the odds of me making Eureka tonight? Because I've got this pass, and then the wall, and then fuck knows what else.
Straight ever since I left Fernie like at 10 this morning. So I saw that, I was like, okay, this is time like to make that little stop I've been wanting to make for the last 4 hours.
Here's the wall. Let's see Steve's special strap. So what are you going to do?
Well, I don't know. I've got this. That goes on there.
I just did a talk to the camera. It was really good, really funny, really insightful, and then I realised I hadn't pressed play, record. So I had to sleep in this morning. Got up at 6. I think I need to recover from yesterday's 150 and all the million passes that I went over, including the Golden Pass at the end. I'm going to take it relatively easy today. The weather's looking nice. I think all the heroes were off at 4 o'clock this morning, but I think maybe first week, dial it down a bit. I have no ambitions to hammer out 150, 200 miles every day at the moment. I'm not Mike Hall. I've got a funny thing on my foot. I think it might be a bruise. It was a bit hurty yesterday. At first I thought it was the Achilles, so I was quite relieved to see that, but we should keep an eye on it. Right, the garage doesn't open till 7. When it does, I should have a bit more breakfast and be on my way. Hello everyone and welcome to a glorious Montana morning. It's fairly cool and we've done a bit of road riding and we're heading up into them mountains over there. Ooh-ah! So here I am at the Whitefish Divide. That's my piss there, just in case you're interested. I'm sure someone will want to know that. I think that was 3,000 feet, that climb. It was stunning road climb. But then it got a bit thratchety onto this track stuff and got a bit steeper. But the fantastic thing is, I promised myself cinnamon bun if I got here, and I'm here. So, cinnamon bun. Look, there's weather everywhere. Weather. Look at these long roads. Look at that bugger. I'm on 130 for the day. It's not bad. I was planning to do 120. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to carry on. It's sort of 7 o'clock, so there's a couple more hours light, but it's spitting on me. So I may need to seek out options for accommodation or camping. So here I am at the top of the last climb of today, Sunday. Oh, that was a bastard, that was. It's 9 o'clock. Not got much light left, and there's a midge pissing me off. It's Father's Day today. Can't see my card anywhere. But my dad used to get a card for me every year. I never forgot it. Apart from this year, because Dad passed away in February and I miss him. And so I thought on this ride I'd carry a little bit of Dad with me. And what I've got here is one of Dad's badges from when he was in the RAF, 80 Squadron, this one. He held on to these for years and years and years. He was a decorated pilot. Very special bloke, and I think he'd be proud of me. I think he'd be proud of me no matter what happens. I think he'd be proud of me getting up here, to be honest. So that's my poignant moment over. Look, a turtle. Let's go and say hello. Here we have Dave and Steve's worst bivvy spot in the world ever.
Ever.
Good morning. It's 6:30 in the morning, 6:20 in the morning in hazy Montana. Beautiful morning. This is where Steve and I bivvied last night. Steve's gone. He went earlier than me, which is bloody lucky for him, I can tell you. Because the bloke, he doesn't snore, he screams as loud as he can in his sleep. I started out in a tent next to him. I went 200 yards over the other side of the car park and I still could hear him. And I had to stick earplugs in and I could still hear him because it was a clear night. So I've had about an hour's sleep. So I'm going to get on my bike, chase him up the road and then beat him to death. Miles and miles and miles of dirt road, we get some single track. Well, hey! This is the daily housework of the bike packer. Filter in your water. Let's get that bugger nice and full. And then I can drinky. Because it's bloody hot. Look at this. It's nice, isn't it? The only thing is, it stinks round here of these creosote. Add some of that view, ladies and gentlemen. Any Tour Divide rider that rode up the Richmond Pass and didn't stop to take a photo of that, they have no soul. Mind you, I have no, whatever that thing is inside you that produces energy. I'm just masquerading myself to the top, whatever that means. I'm at the top of the Richmond Pass. Top tip for you, always have an apple in your bag and promise yourself the apple when you get to the top of a pass, because this tastes the best apple in the world ever. And also look, I think we could have a whopping great single track descent, which would be really good. I seem to have gone back in time. Bit gutted that I didn't do a video in Ovendo, which I've just come from. Shit, did you hear that? Yeah, because they were all really lovely there, as everyone knows about the Tour Divide. Bought loads of food, and now I had 2 hot dogs with mustard, and I had sweet relish. I had to choose, wasn't really sure. Got 110 on the clock. I'm going to do an hour or 2 more. I'm really knackered today. It's not going well. Well, it's going alright, isn't it? 110 miles, but I just don't think I'm going to get. I wanted to get 140, but I don't think it's going to happen. It looks like it's going to piss it down as well. But anyway, sort of change of scene. This stuff. Better than Clacton. Sorry, Clacton. I think it used to go something like that, didn't it? Little house on the prairie. Look at this. This road's shit though. No, this isn't a scene from the travel show. This is my bivvy spot for the night. Look, it's a proper American campground. And look, there's a fire pit. And there's so much wood around as well, and guess who hasn't brought any matches? I could really offend me old mate Stuart and have a roaring fire. Although I think I'm allowed if it's a proper fire pit. So what's happened? Oh, do you like the mosquito net, by the way? A few of the little buggers buzzing around. What happened is I rode off. I forgot the name of it now. I want to say Reginald Pass, but it's not. It begins with R. The pass that begins with R that I rode down earlier that I moaned about with single track. And then I thought it was an easy run into a Vando, and it wasn't. It's quite hard. And I had in my head, I need to get to Lincoln, which is 39 miles from a Vando. So I did all these sums, worked out I needed to be there for 6 o'clock. So I sort of time trialled there. I really hammered it. I felt great. You know, there was quite a lot of climbing, but I felt really good. And I got to a Vando, and Zoe and Sofiana were there, and I had my photo taken with them. Yeah, they're kicking my ass, they are. And then I thought, right, what will sort me out is a load of food. So I got hot dogs, and some yogurt and stuff down me. And then I left with Zoe. I had to pump up my tyres because they were a bit soft. I just couldn't produce any power at all. Well, I could, you know, but not much. So what I've done is I've bailed out this campsite. The cue card says 1.1 miles off route. Fuck off. Nearly 3 up a massive hill. But I think I'm fairly well lucked out. And so my plan is, I'm here at about 8 o'clock, is to chill out and get a decent recovery with no snoring Steve tonight. And then tomorrow, start with slightly fresher legs. Now I know the others are going to get sort of 10, 15, maybe 30 miles on me as a result. But, you know, I need to enjoy some of it, don't I? So there we are. I may go for a swim in a minute.
Different day, different stage, it's a way it should be. Every day of my life is a catastrophe.
Good morning, Viet Tour Divide. This is Dave on day 5 at the top of the Huckleberry Pass. Had quite a long recovery last night. Seemed to get some sleep. The legs feel a little bit better. Still jaded. Problem is I've got some cough. Don't know where that came from. I coughed all the way through the night. So far, the problem with all these passes we've been over is no profound views. I'm sure there are some, but there's all these bloody trees in the way. They should cut them down and make them into log cabins or something. Right, down to Lincoln for breakfast. So this year, there was a reroute. We were supposed to go up the Stemple Pass, I think maybe come down here, but some loggers decided they're cutting trees down over there. So there's all these lorries going around the place. So we had to come down this road here, and it's a fascist. There's lots of steep bits on it. I had to push some of it, and I'm a bit pissed off with it. Oh dear, it's my chest. With the loggers. In fact, if I see one, I'm pretty in my dandelions down here. Oh, that was the second pass on the way to Helena. Bit of a bastard that was. I tell you, I've been swapping places with the Australian single speeder for the past couple of days, and I can tell you one thing about him: he's going to be swearing his tits off coming up that. I suspect hardly any of it's rideable for single speed. There's lots and lots of steep bits. Just in case anyone's wondering whether you should single speed this route, The answer I can give you is I haven't seen any smiley single speeders. Sorry if you have my eyes closed, I've sat down in the sun. I can't stay here too long because I've got another pass to do. I think I'm only halfway for the day after that pass. Oh. Poor old me. Big train. Fucking hell, that is massive. Look at the big landscape. Whoa! Pass number 3 for Helena. So I think, I don't know, I'm downhill to Helena. And I found these new things, I'm quite liking these. American pies. The lemon one, the strawberry one, and that's quite an impressive rock, isn't it? Quite an impressive cloud. Quite an impressive cyclist. Look! Isn't that amazing? Fantastic rock formations. And then that superb plain over there. Not the aeroplane, the flat bit of land. All we need is a bear. This is the road of never-ending descent. Heading down to Helena. I've been on this road for about an hour going downhill. Slight exaggeration maybe. And that was a doozy. This is Grizzly Gulch Pass out of Helena. That was a long steep climb that. And so it's now time for the traditional apple pie. Say hello to the bike. It's doing very well. Look how high up I am. See those mountains over there? I've ridden over all of them, every single one of them today, I think. And this one, stupidly had in my head is, excuse me, a nice little climb just before Basin. Flipping heck. It's longer than all the worms in the world stretched together. Look at this bollocks. Who put this at the top of this pass? It's like the Porcupine Rim. Like, how can I ride that with 110 miles of my legs? You muppets. Do you remember about 700 years ago I pointed at some hiker bike back there? Well, it was about 700 years ago. It's the most pointless trail in the world. I think it might be called the Lava Mountain Trail or something. Fucking Lava Lamp Trail, more like. Absolute nightmare. Mostly unrideable. The occasional tantalising section where you think, oh, I can ride this. You get on your bike, round the corner, fucking log over the road. 600% gradient in front of you. Massive puddle like this. They should get Hans Ray to come and ride this. He'd turn up, he'd do one loop of it, he'd go and buy a road bike and shave his legs. Bloody waste of time.
Different day, different stage, to where it should be. Every day of my life is a catastrophe.
Good morning. It's a very chilly morning on day, what's today? I've lost count. Might be day 6 of Tour Divide. This is my bivvy spot, my river. I was kept awake by mouses. Oh, a bit chilly. Running over in my bivvy.
Bloody annoying little buggery things. Hopefully some polecat got them. Well, that's my second 3,000 foot climb of the day, and it's only not even 2 o'clock, it's 1 o'clock. That was out of Butte. I stopped in Butte for quite a long time actually, because I tried to find a diner, it took me a while, and then I had a massive breakfast of steak and eggs and sausages, yummy. And then it's a long road climb out of Butte. I thought this is pretty good, and then that turns into track and it gets a bit monotonous, and the wind's pissing about today. 1 minute's headwind, next minute's tailwind. What's it doing? Make me bloody mind up. But I'm at the top now, so it's time for a piece of pie, as is traditional, and some baby bell, and then a slather of cream on my bits, because they're pretty sore now. Viewers of a nervous disposition might skip the next bit. I'm not nervous, I'm sensitive. It got me thinking, I wonder if any couples have done this ride and then had sex halfway along. That must just be mental. They must just go, oh, ow, no, left, oh, ow, ow. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll probably take that bit out. Man, I'm having a rough day today. I don't know, I'm halfway up the Fleece Ridge climb, I think. I'm going about 1 mile an hour up it. Oh my god, the back of my neck is just all bites. And it's just not happening. I guess that is the Tour Divide. You've got to have your rough days. Maybe I've been over ambitious, doing too many miles every day, I don't know. But you know, yesterday was a big day, 12,000 feet worth of climbing. I didn't finish till about 10:30. Probably didn't recover enough. So, the plan is to get this baby. Look at that. Beef, cheese. Oh, there's a bloody ant on it. Get off. And mustard. It came with a sachet of mustard, which is great. So I'm going to whack that in and then carry on grovelling my way up. Fleece Ridge. Obviously I rode it all. You decide. Oh God. Okay, so this is the Fleece Ridge downhill that you can have a go at riding. I wouldn't. 2 reasons. Well, several. One, it's very steep indeed. The consequences of anything going wrong. Just got a horrible flint there. You're going to land on it. And the other thing is you're going to wear through your disc pads. So like a pussy, I've walked the steep bit. I wish you could smell what I could smell. The stench that has just come off those is out of this world. Packed in today after 92 miles. Wise River. Speaking to a woman in the shop, and they had wind warnings, and there's actually a gale blowing out there. I rode into town at 4 miles an hour. She told me that Zoe came in an hour before me, and they said she looked destroyed, so I'm amazed she's carried on. But I've decided to stop in this bar. I think for me, I've got to recover. You know, I'm an old man now, so what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to have a shower. I'm going to go downstairs to the bar, I'm going to have a beer and a burger. I'm going to come up here and sleep till 7 tomorrow. I'm going to think there's a diner here. I'm going to leave here at 8. And then I'm going to smash out 147 miles to Lima, or I'm going to camp out. But I'm not getting up at 5. I think I need to recover a bit. And I also need to remember what my old mate Andy Lawrence said, which is you need to enjoy yourself. And I think if I just do day after day of killing myself, it's not going to happen, is it?
Different day, different stage, it's the way it should be.
Day 7 in sunny Montana. Quite a late start today, 7 o'clock, but I am well rested. Had a great evening yesterday, relaxing in a bar, chatting with Dave from Canada. He's up the road because he's tougher than me. He carried on, probably quite rightly, to try and get over the Bannock Road. I just met a guy called Jason who crashed on the Fleecer Ridge, smashed himself up, rode back to Butte, and then rode back to here. He's lost his Garmin, he's had all sorts of problems, but the guy's aiming for a 200-mile day today, so we'll shortly see him whipping past me. Ladies and gentlemen, here we have my friend Jason. He's a fucking idiot because he stacked it on Fleecer Ridge. Why did you do that, Jason?
I like to ride downhill.
He's a good man though. He's off for a 200-mile day and I'm letting him go because he's too fast. See you, mate, and ride well. Top of the scenic byway from Wise River. I loved that climb. It was all on road. There's a little bit of snow, but only tiny dusting. Got overtaken by Jason, who hopefully you've seen the last clip, the nutter, who crashed riding down Fleecer Ridge. I admire his fighting spirit, and so it's inspired me to carry on for at least another 200 yards.
Oh, you don't.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. So what's your name?
Winnie,
And you made me my breakfast today, didn't you? You made breakfast today.
I help.
And how many years have you been doing the Tour Divide breakfast, Winnie?
Ever since.
Ever since it started.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
looking
welcome.
forward to it.
You want apple or orange juice?
I'll have orange juice, please.
And coffee?
Coffee would be lovely, thanks. I think this is the Bannock Road. That's what my map says. The legendary road of peanut butter. And up here, I've got here. Hopefully all that shit turns up. I hope it doesn't piss it down for the other roads before me. Let's see what happens. Look at these weather systems all around me. I'd be a miracle if I escaped them. But look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't it worth it just for that? I think so. And I've really jammed out today because I've just finished the Bannock Road, I hope. And look, it's snowing and shitting all over the place. I feel really bad if that goes to shit later on for the people that are going to come in, because there's no way. God, I couldn't contemplate pushing that. That's over 11 miles of push. Fuck that. Mate, Craig, we fucking lucked out, didn't we? As soon as I got to the end of that Bannock Road, it pissed it down. Yeah. Well, sort of sleet snow.
Yeah. I was like the Roger.
Howdy! I love it! It's like England! As you can see, it's snowing. Right, everybody, this is the fucking Tour, okay? It's all sunshine and, you know, great views and sunsets.
To the side, and someone has painted it with all sorts of
Jesus, excellent. Well, let's go down and find the Jesus bus.
Different day, different stage, it's the way it should be.
And so begins Tour Divide Day 8. I don't even really know where I'm going because my Q notes are so rubbish. Should have made my own, really. I think I've got 70 miles to go until a resupply. So let's get on Colin the Cutthroat and get them miles done. A crisp morning here, east of Lima. And if you look over there, at the snow-capped mountains, you can see that we were very lucky to get beyond Fleecer Ridge yesterday, because I think there may be people sort of stuck in mountain vistas. I've just ridden 54 miles of utter tedium, whoa, shiver, from Lima to Lakeview. I saw a rumour online last night that a rider had packed because he was bored, and I thought, how could you get bored? And apparently he's packed in Lima, which thank fuck he didn't come and do this section, because it is pretty tedious in this weather, I will say, which is not helping. And also not helping is this. It's the most boring burrito I've ever had in my life, bean and cheese. There's just no flavour. There's just no pleasure in it at all. I'm just looking forward to my Twinkie poo for pudding. This is the side of the Tour Divide that you don't see, which is all the wankers fanning about taking their photos. Yeah, that's why it takes everyone so long. It's not the riding, it's the lined up. So here we have the infamous rail trail, and this is heading towards Yellowstone. I'm in Idaho now. Apparently we either love it or hate it. I've done 200 yards of it and I fucking hate it. Guess what's playing on my earphones? You probably can't hear it. Into the Valley by the Skids. La 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 la, la 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 la.
Oh, sorry, I don't. It's right on.
How do we say your name?
Shelby.
Shirt Lane.
Shirt
Shirt Lane.
What's my name? I couldn't tell you, girl.
Different day, different stage, it's the way it should be. Every day of my life is a catastrophe.
Day 9 of my American adventure, and I am entering the state of Wyoming. Just been in Idaho, so Idaho didn't last long, did it? Had a good nice night last night with the others in the bar. A couple of beers and some nice food, and chatting with the fantastic owners of Squirrel Lodge. Charlene, I think that's how you say her name, can't remember. So plodding 40 miles down the road to a resupply, and then she'll decide what I'm going to do with the rest of the day. It's a bit freezing here today, as you can see. I've got my, maybe you can't see, I've got my down jacket on underneath here, and my toes are really cold, but I'm reasonably happy. Right, I've climbed up to Grassy Lake Reservoir, and it is pretty chilly up here today, but at least it's not snowing on me yet. Top of the Togwoti Pass, which begins.
Different day, different stage, it's the way it should be.
Double digit stay,
Never eat yellow snow.
double digit stay, and Davey Patterson.
Double digits?
Yes, day 10, isn't it?
Is it? I don't know.
Is it day 10?
No idea.
I think it's a Sunday,
Yeah, Sunday.
and I think it's June.
Yes, day 10. Day 10, here we are. Where are we?
Wow.
Yellowstone. Yellowstone still, aren't we? Your left cheek is probably better than the right one. Have you got a happy face?
You're right there too.
So, we've just pushed our way. We'd walk that anyway, wouldn't we?
We normally ride that there.
Really?
Yeah, that's Fish Creek.
I'd have pushed up that.
Oh.
But, what a beautiful day.
What a stunning day.
Almost makes life worth living.
Yeah, you put up with most things.
It's a Sunday, is it?
It is. It is Sunday. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah Sunday. Man just passing by the moon.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing how many planes you see from
Up on Union Pass, isn't this just the most amazing place? Encircled by mountains. And for my video, what do you think of it so far? This is Dave.
Oh, it's amazing. I haven't gotten a speck of mud on this bike. It's so light. I mean, yeah, they say the Tour Divide is supposed to be hard, but it's really not a problem for me.
Yeah. Don't listen to her. She's been sat here for a day. Hi, this is Dave. Still on the Tour Divide, day 10.
I've been to Pinedale. I've had to buy a new GPS. I've had to buy a new backpack. I'm fucking skint now, but I'm on a massive flat road with a tailwind, so it's not all bad. On our way to Atlantic City.
Different day, different stage, it's the way it should be. Every day of my life is a catastrophe.
And this is me into day 11, 11th anniversary of my Dave-ide grand depart. Here's the other two coming up behind me, as always. I was last to leave camp because I'm so fucking shit at getting packed up.
Yeah, boy.
And there they go. Yeah, go on then. So I'm introducing you to Bill, and this is the man who saved our life this morning with breakfast. Thank you very much, Bill.
You're welcome.
Bill in Atlantic City. Come and stay with him.
Population 47.
Population 47.
Ish. Approximately. Winter time we have 20. Did you not read the song when we came down?
I missed that. I was too busy looking at bits falling off your bike. And so here we have Davey Patterson entering the Basin.
Intrepid explorer.
I don't know who sold me this dream. They said, come to the Great Basin, you'll get a great suntan. There's 24-hour stores all along the way. It's not what I was sold.
Just so you know, it's bloody freezing out here on the Basin.
Different day, different stage, it's the way it should be. Every day of my life is a catastrophe.
So this is, what time is it?
5:30, 5:29.
5:29. This is the glamour. Tour. Day 12, and we've left Warmsmutter. We're heading towards Colorado. It's just me, Davey, and Greg now, as our mate Nick attacked the house of Warmsmutter, put the hammer down, and has fucked off into the distance.
Up the hill onto Escarpment. What an amazing view! You just get that line of mountains. And all I could think of was, fuck, that's beautiful, and shit, it's going to be cold tonight.
You camped there? Wasn't this?
I'm just a bit nervous, sort of free ranging on farmers' properties, because I might get shot, you know.
Off farmland there.
So I got caught, and the brain was a bit mush. I got caught between, do I go to Squirrel? And I was feeling physically rooted, to tell the truth. And then
Here's old Davey.
Sweet talker. you had posted that you'd been at
and it seems
you know,
it's
Wild
been
Bills,
like a
Wild Billies or
centerpiece
whatever.
of the story of the race at the sharp
He said
end.
when we got there, I asked him.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, that guy didn't have a wallet.
Yeah, he had to get assistant.
They're journalists.
So as you can see, the hiker bike above Brush Mountain Lodge is clear, but it's still a fucking bastard. I'm knackered.
Different day, different stage, it's the way it should be. Every day of my life is a catastrophe.
Morning all, it's 5:10 on day 13 and I'm in some dive motel. This to me is the worst part of the day. Getting going, I really didn't want to get out of bed. Oh, but I have to get the miles in, and I really don't want to eat, but I have to. I've got to force down some breakfast here. And I've got to try and have a big poo as well. All of this before getting out on the bike, and we're doing this day in, day out, day in, day out. We finished late last night. It was a rush to get dinner down ourselves and then go and resupply. We made the convenience store by 3 minutes before it shut. And my bike really needs some love and attention as well, but there's just no time. I just had to get my sleep in. Why do we do this?
Hello MTB cast, this is Dave-ide here from the United Kingdom, racing in the Tour Divide, really having a spitting time of it. Where am I? I'm in, I don't know, somewhere, I think it may be called Kimmerling, doing what we call a resupply. Oh, it's jolly good fun on the Tour Divide. I'm riding with two spanking young men. One of them, his name is Dave-ide, he comes from Ireland. The other, his name is Greg, and he's from New Zealand. And he keeps doing this funny thing, which he says is taking the piss out of me. I'm not sure I really understand it. Anyway, I seem to have done several thousand miles nearly. Well, maybe 1,600. And they seem to be going very, very well indeed, although I have a rather sore bottom, and I have some funny things on my legs. I think they may be swellings, but America, you've done a great job with the Tour Divide. I've really enjoyed it. I think I should carry on riding. And I would like to say hello to my friends back at home on the Bare Bones Biking Forum. It's Sweary Dave.
Yes, I am lying down here because Jeff, over there, has made me ride from Steamboat over the Links Pass with its never-ending climbing and then up to road climbs from here towards Kremlin.
Different day, different stage, it's the way it should be.
It's another 5 a.m. start for me, but the others had a 3 a.m. start because they've gone to Salida to get some bike stuff fixed, whereas my bike, I hope, is in spiffing condition and doesn't need any bits and pieces, so I get a little lion and then I'm off to catch them up. Or it could be that they've pulled a tactic to get a jump on me. We shall see later on today. Boreas Pass on a glorious sunny morning. I'm not going to moan about that. I really enjoyed that climb. It was nice and straightforward, a bit of pavement and then a bit of track. But what I am going to moan about is the guy I met halfway up. It's probably not his fault, but I'm going to moan, so here it comes. He's a guy doing an ITT on a single speed. And I caught up with him and he told me what he was up to and I encouraged him on, yeah, go on man, you know, you're going to do it. But he just unloaded all of his woe on me. Oh, I've had so much mud, and oh, the snow was so bad, and oh, I was on a schedule but I'm not on it anymore. Oh, woe, 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 woe. He didn't once say, how are you, mate? What's your name? Well done, you're doing well, keep on, blah, blah, blah. It was just him. Now, I understand that he's probably had a bad time and I shouldn't be so grumpy. But to quote my mate Dave Patterson, who's down the trail there, you're riding your fucking bike. There are people out there dying. There are people out there in office jobs. There are people out there, young mothers supporting kids on no money, and we're riding our bikes. So at least have a little bit of joy, which is what I'm going to try and have further on down here. No doubt I'll be moaning to the camera in an hour's time. Anyway, sorry about that. So, I'd like to introduce you to the second set of Nobos that I've met. We have
Oscar and Sterling Minute.
And Sterling.
Father and son.
They are absolutely killing it. Yeah, killing it. And they're going to, I reckon, another couple of weeks. You're going to like it. Look at this. Coffee. Sweary! You know, my worst. Let's start again. My worst nightmare when I signed up for the Tour Divide, I think were three things. Peanut butter mud. We haven't got that today, so good news. Headwind and washboard roads. And I'm riding from as you can hear, I have the headwind, and if you can see down there, not very well, I have the washboard road. This is very hard for Englishmen. We just don't have this in England. We have churches and post boxes and telephone boxes and castles and tea shops that get in the way of the wind. But out here, nothing gets in the way of the wind. And so the wind hits Dave. How far have I done? Oh my God, 81. Right, okay, yeah. So I'm doing about 10 miles an hour. Should be there in about 2.5 hours. Salida. Oh my God, what an utter battering. utter battering. I'm above Salida. I think I just go downhill into town where I desperately need to resupply because I haven't got much food. I made a big fuck up today. I didn't carry enough water for that 48 miles. I should have filled up at Hartsel. Why I didn't put water in my bladder, I don't know. I tried to come over that with 2 600ml bottles and a can of Coke. And it's so hot and so hard in that wind. Luckily, some dude in a van stopped and gave me some water. Don't know what I'd have done without that. Oh my God, it's not all roses on the Tour Divide. Sorry, this is the bit of the Tour Divide you really didn't want to see, but I think you have to see it. This is prep the night before. So I'm in a motel, I've got my breakfast laid out there, I've got my things on charge, I've got my riding clothes, they stink, absolutely stink like me. I've got down here my stuff, my bike, all prepped, I've cleaned the chain, and then 2 bags ready to go in the back of this shitty Autoliebe saddle pack, which is broken. Sorry for being naked, but you've got to get out of your gear, and that's what I've done. You need to see this, because this is the evening glamour of the Tour Divide.
Around there.
Oi, oi, oi. Okay, so tell me quickly for my video who you are and what you're doing here.
Well, I'm retired Staff Sergeant Bad Booth, United States Army. I'm at 1/3 of my work across America. Doing it for veterans, doing it for myself, and take on a great agenda.
So you raising money on the way?
Well, I'm still funding my own walk because I'm retired, but I just send people over to Operation Psalm in Nashville. Songwriters writing songs for veterans, and so I'm raising a little bit of money for them as I go across the country.
Excellent.
Up to about $7,000 so far.
Excellent. Well, let's see if I can find $1 in my backpack for you, eh? So, Greg, what do you think of our 3-pass day?
In one word. Not sure. Hot, hard. Actually not so bad.
I beat him up every single one of them.
Yeah. I thought it could have been worse actually.
Yeah. Have we lucked out tonight? We are staying at the Mermaid Cottage in a silver stream. Look at this. And there's my bed.
Hey, presto.
Presto.
Agent was tied to the mob, and they did some negotiation that they got stuck with, and they had to produce for those guys, and it kind of fucked their career for a while.
Plenty of bands went that way. Messed it up, fucked it up proper.
Yeah. What was the name of the band again, Mike?
Three Dog Night.
3 Dog Night. So I just got that on my video so I can remember it. Because I forget things.
You play yourself?
No,
you're
I'm
not
not
a
a
music man,
musician.
no.
Day 16 begins. Oh my god. This is me, fucking wrecked. Top of the I'm at the Indiana Pass. I can't say it's the top because there's another couple of, goes down then up and then down and then up and then down and then up, I think. I am absolutely munted having done that. It's one of the hardest climbs I've ever done. Bear in mind, I'm on a loaded bike and I think I'm up at over 11,000 feet here. Oh God. I don't know what that's done to my legs. I don't know if there's going to be much in these legs left for tomorrow. I don't know if there's much left in them for today. That was killer. Hi everyone, it's a zillion hours since I climbed Indiana Pass and I'm still on Indiana Pass, climbing, fucking climbing. And they've got this snow in the way as well. Am I ever going to get to Mexico? I'm a bit of a moaner really, aren't I? Sorry. Isn't it beautiful? Look, lovely blue skies and trees and maybe some animals hiding somewhere. Well, there's one here, smells like an animal.
So from here, like I say, from here it's 2 hours from here.
OJOS?
Yeah, OJO.
OJO.
Yeah.
Not like Oyo's eyes, no?
Yeah, Ojos.
Oyo's eyes.
Yeah.
You a smile for my camera?
Where it is called Ojo Caliente.
Look at the fire and look at the rain.
Hot eyes or whatever they call it, Ojo Caliente.
Yeah. When we first got here, there's all kinds of like dead limbs and just like scattered everywhere. Yeah. And we cleaned it up.
Yeah. It's a good fire pit.
It's very American though, isn't it? Every American campsite's got to have a fire ring.
Oh yeah, the last year we had a fire restriction. And
Yeah.
It was awful, man. All we could do is like lanterns.
Different day, different stage, it's the way it should be. Every day of my life.
Tour Divide day 17. I think it's 17. Been to lose count. And we got up from our constructed railway station. Had a bit of a nightmare in the night when my mat deflated because of a puncture. And we've now got to push on to Albuquerque, or whatever it is. Quite a way, I think, a good 110 mile, maybe longer. Haven't got much food, so it could be an interesting day. Here we are in the Carson National Forest, and somebody's put another cocoa claims in the route. That bit down there gets very steep and is rocky and is a long push, which is frustrating, as I was just thinking to myself, oh, my left Achilles isn't hurting as much today. Well, it is now. I'm at Hopewell Valley Campground, and I climbed fast up the hill hoping there'd be water, but the campground's completely dry. Spigots aren't working, and my scrounging off camp doesn't appear to have worked. Water management is pretty tricky here in New Mexico. I've got a litre left in my backpack, I've got a litre on my bars, and I've got 250ml in the frame bag. And I'm hoping that Sylvia's Snacks is going to be open, and then everything will be okay. But if it isn't, that lot has got to last me another 60 miles, which could be tricky. I've got to do a quick video of you. Say hello, Sylvia. This is Sylvia's Snacks, and she's going to sort me out.
Come on in.
Thank you. Look at this, an oasis in the desert.
Is it desert yet?
I can hear dogs barking, so I'm going to let you two go first. Hey?
I'll handle the dog. Don't turn around, I'm having a pee. I'll handle the dogs and the locals, don't worry.
No dogs, but gunshots instead.
No dogs so far, gunshots. Sounds like home.
Oh, here comes one. Here, boy.
Hey, puppy.
What a load of hype. Let me take you on a tour of tonight's accommodation. Tour Divide day 17 in Albuquerque. I'm not going to show me because I'm naked. But look at this. You really do have to rough it on the Tour Divide. There's old Bikey. I've got a choice of 2 beds. Got a television. I've even got a fan. Look at that. So, tough day today. Lots and lots of thrutchy climbing, which ended with an amazing road all the way down to Abiquiu. Real good time trialy road. And then a nice dinner where we were caught by Zoe, who has caught us up, the young whippersnapper lady. Well done.
Different day, different stage, it's the way it should be. Every day of my life is a catastrophe.
There's the fellas grinding up the trail, climbing up out of Abiquiu. Can you hear the cicadas? It's actually not too bad at the moment. There's a little breeze. It's quite hot. And we are not being soft. More climbing up ahead. Into a bit of pushing here, and just come over quite a rocky section which I had to push as well. It's quite funny how there are these bike tracks on the road, and I know who they are. I know they're Zoe, Scott and Dylan. Ha! Been riding this rocky, sandy road for a while. It's quite tiring. Best analogy I can give is it's like riding up Porcupine Rim, if you've been there, which I have. Ladies and gentlemen, wouldn't be Tour Divide without some good old peanut butter mud. Look at this stuff. Yuck. I'm going to give the bike a bit of a scrape. I'm managing to ride okay actually. I've ridden all the way up to here, and just be careful because I don't want to jam the drivetrain up. Bloody, you gotta love the Tour Divide, haven't you? Nick, and when did you set off, Nick?
I set off on Monday.
On Monday. Right. Oh, well done. Well done. So how's it been down the route?
I think it's about 10 kilometers per pavement, and once you're there, it's not too bad.
I'm sorry, but I'm finding this a bit funny, really. The Tour Divide, every day, gives you some fantastic riding and then a good kick in the arse for a laugh. And today, I've actually really enjoyed the riding this morning because this thunderstorm made it nice and cool. And the Tour Divide, it's not going to let you have that. Oh no. This is where the peanut butter mud comes in. Dun dun dun! Especially to fuck up your day a little bit. Because it's the Tour Divide. That was probably a crappy video. You'll be over the moon to know that I've escaped the Forest of Doom. Just cycled with two young lads from Vancouver. Why have I forgotten their names? I'm so useless. They set off on June the 2nd or 9th on the two, riding RTT because of their work. I wanted to get out of that forest damn quickly because of the peanut butter mud problem. You may not be able to see that it is still raining, and I don't know where Davey and Greg are. I'm guessing they've either been peanut buttered or they are sat waiting for everything to dry. We shall see.
It is a peak happiness.
It is.
Yeah, we're so fun too. Yeah.
You left on the 2nd, was it, you said? Yeah, so this is what it looks like when you take it easy on the Tour Divide. Yeah. Look at them, they look the same state as us.
Different day, different stage, it's the way it should be. Every
Look at that. Miles and miles and miles and miles of road. So here we are on the underpass, and it's the underpass between Cuba and Grants. 120 miles of road, and this is the only shelter on the whole road. It's 80 miles in, so I've got another 40 to do. As you can see, the wind has picked up a bit, but luckily it's sort of cross side wind on my back, so it's not hurting too much at the moment. Time for a sandwich and a nice Pepsi. You won't be able to see me, but I just want to say I'm so glad that I waited for hours for the others, because this night ride beyond Grants is just magnificent. Mag-bloody-nificent. Tour Divide, I don't even know what day it is. If you see the 19 or 20, it might be 20. And I'm rolling towards Pie Town. Have some of those mountains in the foreground. I can't believe I've actually made it to Pie Town. It's quite a long way from Banff. And look, there is the famous toaster house. No, I need it on camera. What is it from here?
It's all downhill from here now.
Right, you heard that promise. I'll be back if it's not. See you guys. Right, it's 1 o'clock and it's getting pretty hot up here on my way to Beaverhead services. I've done about 35-40 miles, something like that. I'm looking forward to getting there because there's water there and I can drink as much as I want. I'm having to be a little bit careful with my water supply. I'm actually drinking quite conservatively. I've still got a good 4 litres on board, but don't want to run out. Davey and Greg are behind me. I seem to be going a bit quicker than them over the past couple of days, so I've pushed on. They'll probably catch me somewhere. Yeah, it's pretty spectacular over there, isn't it? Look at that. That ain't Clacton-on-Sea. This place I've dropped down into here, something else. It's so quiet and so huge. Absolutely beautiful. This is what I'm reduced to on the Tour Divide. Squashed Subway for lunch.
I've had hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of climbing in headwind, and now I've got this glorious long, awesomely long downhill and a tailwind. The Tour Divide. It's a game of two halves. So there it is. The famous soda machine, Dave-ide workstation, which doesn't work, but they've helped me get 3 cans of Coke out of it, which I'm now going to ingest after 100 very hot miles before I head out onto that supposedly horrible single track. Entering the Gila or Gila, however you pronounce it, National Forest. And look, there's a fire. I hope they're bringing that one under control. I don't want to get diverted or burnt it to a crisp bit. Quite late actually, it's 8 o'clock. Sorry about that, I was eating my pastry. So here we are, Tour Divide day 21. I've just come through a very tough section there. I left Beaverhead at about 7:30 last night and then rode to a campground, and it is brutally steep following these canyons, constant climbing and then sharp descents. I've just woken up and done another 15 miles of it this morning, and I'm hoping we're out of that canyon system. I think I might have some more climbing down the road. Onwards to Silver City. This is me. Remember me? I've been in this video quite a lot. I'm on the Continental Divide Trail, one of the alternates that the Tour Divide takes, and the GMDBR doesn't. I'm a bit sweaty, as you can see, because I've had to push for quite a while to get up to here, and I think it's going to be thrutchy for a long time. But on the plus side, it's quite scenic. So here I am in full Tour Divide scumbag mode in Silver City, knackered after that horrendous section on the Gilet and the CDT, trying to refuel, and then I'm just going to push on and see what happens. I might even finish. Ride him, cowboy! Got the wind on my back at the moment. Let's hope it stays like this all the way to Antelope Wells. Shall we? Bet it won't. I've done 50 odd miles, and the trading post here has just saved my ass. I sat here and must have drunk 6 litres of Coke and crap, and just having a bit of a rest, and then I'll get out and get this fucking Tour Divide finished once and for all. You know, Before I set out to do this Tour Divide, I said to my wife, Helen, it must be an amazing emotion to make this last turning off the dirt road onto Highway 146 and know that the only thing between you and completing the Tour Divide is 65 miles of flattish pavement. And do you know what I feel like at the moment? I feel like shaving this fucking bum fluff off my face because I'm sick and tired of it. It must be a nightmare for you lot looking at this hobo on screen. I feel like a cup of tea and some crumpets. A cup of tea made out of a pot, not a bloody tea bag, out of a pot. Right? The rest of the world learn that. And crumpets with butter, salted butter. That's what I feel like. So I best chunter on down the road here, because the sooner I do that, the sooner I'll get my tea and crumpets and get rid of this bum fluff. Onwards. Did you see that? Did you see that over there? My last Tour Divide sunset, I hope. Oh look, some mountains. Do you know, I've discovered something really sad about myself. I actually quite like time trialling. Might have to have some therapy when I go home. Right, carry on. Right, here we have young Zoe.
Hey.
Lying on the floor, lazy cow. But she beat me. Fucking, she cheated, right. Definitely got a lift somewhere down here. So I'm at the end. How do I feel? It's not a bad cycle ride, I suppose. And it's finished. So there we go. Right, Dave, this is Dave. Dave of the future, this is Dave of the past. Dave a few days after completing the Tour Divide. Dave of the future is definitely going to think, maybe I could do that again. Maybe I could go faster. Maybe I could do it on a unicycle, or maybe I could do it northbound. I just want to say, don't fucking do it, mate. Don't do it. Remember the following things. Remember how much your arse hurt in that first week. Remember the cocoa claims, lava mountain trails. Remember that god awful CDT going into Silver City. Remember having to get up at 5 o'clock every bloody morning, stinking and knackered, and having to cram awful food down your face. Remember when it snowed. Remember how you massively dodged the bullet on rain, and this year you have been lucky. Remember, you could go back another year and it could piss it down all the way along the route, and you could be in dire straits in some of that peanut butter mud. I think you had a good one this time, and that's the way to do it. So Dave, don't do it. Understand? Don't